Hi everyone, this is Shant. Welcome to your biology teacher. So we are discussing 10th class first lesson nutrition. In the previous class we have discussed autotrophic nutrition, photosynthesis, what are the factors needed for photosynthesis, like so water, air and light, and other experiments also we have discussed. So today let us see other factor, chlorophyll, which is very important factor for photosynthesis. Chlorophyll is very important factor for the production of food. Since the plants are having chlorophyll, they know that's why they are producing food material, and also they are able to produce oxygen, which is very important factor for each and every living organism. So this is very important thing. So first, John Ingenos stated that so the green color plants, in the presence of sunlight, they are producing some gases. So that is nothing but oxygen. So he stated. Later on, in 1817, Pelletier and Cavendish, so they discovered that the leaf is having some pigment. Because of that, it is in green color, and they are extracted that and they named it as chlorophyll. Chlorophyll means green leaf. So chlorophyll is present. So later people thought that the chlorophyll is spreaded over entire leaf. Later on, Julius Van Sachs found that the chlorophyll is not spread over entire leaf, but it is present in a organelle. So he named that organelle as chloroplast. In 1883, the chlorophyll is present in the chloroplast. So chloroplast is very important organelle. So in the chloroplast only photosynthesis is going on. So now this chloroplast organelle was extracted by a scientist called Daniel Arnon. So he is a scientist who isolated chloroplast in 1954. So he broke in the cell and he extracted exact chloroplast organelle without disturbing it, and he studied photosynthesis process. So these are the contributions by different scientists. Now let us see the structure of leaf. So the chloroplast is present in the two types of cells in the leaf lamella. What is palisade parenchyma, and second one is spongy parenchyma. Let us see. So the outer portion is cuticle. So this is cuticle. Upper epidermis, this is cuticle, and this is lower epidermis. So in the lower epidermis we can see stomata. So this is stomata and these are the God cells. So these are the God cells, okay, and this is cuticle, which is covering the lower epidermis. So this is stomata, So these are the God cells. This is lower epidermis. Now in the middle part, vascular bundle is present. So this is vascular bundle. Okay, in the vascular bundle, the upper portion is called xylem, whereas the lower portion is called phloem. Xylem and phloem. Xylem, this is xylem, this is phloem. This is phloem. So these two together called as vascular bundles. So now this is transverse section of leaf. So this is lamella. In this lamella we have two type of parenchyma. What is palisade? One is palisade. So the cells are arranged in this manner. So these are palisade parenchyma cells. This is spongy parenchyma. So cells are arranged in this manner. So there is a gap between cells. This is nothing but air space. This is air space. Through stomata, the gases enters into this air space and utilized by the cells, plant cells. So there is a gap between cells in the spongy parenchyma. This is spongy parenchyma. This is palisade parenchyma. Palisade parenchyma. So this is how it looks like. So transverse section of leaf. So we have cuticle and upper epidermis, lower epidermis. In the lower epidermis we find stomata. So the stomata is having God cells. So these help in the opening and closing of the stomata. In the lamella, in the leaf lamella, we have two type of parenchyma. One is palisade and second one is spongy. In the spongy, we have air spaces, okay, and in the middle portion we have vascular bundles. In that we have xylem and phloem. Xylem helps in the uptake of water, phloem helps in the uptake of nutrients. So now the very important topic point is, in the palisade parenchyma and also in the spongy parenchyma we find chloroplast. Chloroplast is a double membranous organelle. So we have two membrane structures. So one is outer membrane and second one is inner membrane. Along with these two we have an other membranous structure called thylakoid membrane, which is stacked together and forms grana. So this is grana thylakoid. Okay, this entire stack is called as grana. Okay, so these stacks or these grana are in turn connected with a thylakoid membrane. Like this, okay. So this is grana, the thylakoid membrane portion, stacked portion is called grana, whereas this portion is called as stroma. Okay, and this thylakoid membrane is called grana thylakoid. And this linkage between grana and other grana, this is called, this is present, since it is present in the stromal portion, we call it as stroma thylakoid. Stroma thylakoid. So since we know very well, chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis. In the photosynthesis, what is produced? So starch material. Okay, in the chloroplast we can see some carbohydrate molecules here and there, and lipids also. Lipid, this is carbohydrates. Nothing but we can call it as starch as well. So this is chloroplast. In the chloroplast, so which is the site of photosynthesis? Now we know photosynthesis occurs in the plants. In the plants, especially in the leaves. In the leaves, we know palisade parenchyma and spongy parenchyma cells. In the cells, we know chloroplast is present. This is the chloroplast. In the chloroplast, again, so this grana portion is called as site of photosynthesis. In this grana portion only, we can see chloroplasts are present here. Around 2 chlorophylls in this chloroplast. The chlorophyll, in this chloroplast, chlorophyll pigment is present in this grana portion. So around 250 to 400 chlorophyll molecules, chlorophyll compounds are present in the grana portion, which are involved in the trapping of light energy. We have different types of chlorophylls, chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Okay, chlorophyll is in, it is a blue-green, it is in blue-green color, whereas chlorophyll B is in yellow-green color. Okay, so these chlorophyll pigments, all chlorophyll pigments join together and forms a light harvesting compound. So this light harvesting compounds traps light energy and they convert into chemical energy. Okay, and so in the presence of light, these light harvesting complex traps the light energy, okay, in the form of photons, and the chlorophyll get excited. Okay, so after excitement, it will transfer the energy. Okay, chlorophyll traps light energy and it get activated. Okay, after taking light energy in the form of photons. So now the photosynthesis process begins. Okay, so that is what about chloroplast.